EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His guys certainly playing with some confidence right now. 4-1 to start the season. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of North Carolina State. It's Phillip Rivers.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple of double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action, and it allows him to make some special plays out there.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Now Rivers. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. There goes a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass. He didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. First carry for DeAndre Swift. A very tough run, but for a pretty short gain out near the 32. You can look at this defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
He'll try and do this himself. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. The home team's offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
I have to admit I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
It's a gain of 8.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's first and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Hand off to Spears. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Rivers fires this into the flat complete. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15.
Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
A yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Now Rivers. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of it.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that'll be incomplete with the penalty marker down as well. And then I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball left his hand. Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. Looking to pass. Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Arlene McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Stays on his feet. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They go play action. Rivers. That's complete to Parker Washington. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
20. Complete to Parker Washington. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A first down carry for Barkley. 20. Down to the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. So an early 10-0 lead for him now as they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
A gain of 15. Result is a first down.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be. Right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
At the 36-yard line.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now Tua. That is caught. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They work now on 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll check this one down to Pacheco. And they'll get this down to the 10. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
That's good for a first down.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Tua on 4th down. And it's caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys have made this a one-score game now.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
Gano the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The home team's offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And we give you a look there at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. You can see he's 2nd best amongst NFL running backs at this point in the season. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 83 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On play action, Rivers. Well, it stays on. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
49-yard line.
To throw, Rivers. Washington's got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Complete to Parker Washington. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
A quick throw caught by Rice. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
It's a gain of 18. That's another 1st down.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
17.
So this drive spans 7 plays. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try to find a way to win.
They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Josh Jobe in for the sack on the corner blitz. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Able to avoid him at the 40. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They begin with a run by Barkley. 99 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And with that run, he's already at 100 yards here before halftime. So if he sees the same kind of action in the second half, he could be on his way to a career game.
Rivers. Pressure comes and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
3rd and 12. Rivers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Rivers to throw it. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Barkley inside handoff. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Throwing Rivers. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line.
Here's Rivers. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself from opposition so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Play action, now it's Tua. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hanson for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The visitors' offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season. On play action, here's Tua. That's complete, left side to Worthy. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And the first down.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he's got it inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. And what a big-time play there. 59 yards.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up second and goal.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Swift again. But he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. An incompletion there on 4th and goal from the 3. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They needed some breathing room. He gave it to them. 11 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now Rivers. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. Now he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
2 yards. It's now third down.
Throwing, Rivers. taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
Rivers now. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
To throw is Rivers. Powering forward. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
It's a gain of
The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8.
First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now Rivers. That'll be caught by Rice. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Rivers again. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
7-yard gain. That's good for a first down.
A handoff to Barkley. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Throw right side, completion to Rice. Now a 3rd and 6.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
Operating from the gun, Rivers. That's to the sideline and incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
Joey Sly on for the field goal. A 29-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, trying to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time, but you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
And a first down. A gain of 9 yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Looking to pass. Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's a give to Barkley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. 2nd and 10. As it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. To throw, Rivers. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Michael Dana able to use that strength to get him for a loss of 2.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, Rivers. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Sly able to put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. 4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now, really hoping for a turnover. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. They'll run it again with Barkley. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. Now Tua. That's into the hands of Worthy. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
It's a gain of 14 yards. Complete to...
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Finds his receiver, Watson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Here's Tua. They complete once again to Watson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
14 more yards. Complete to number 9, Christian.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
A gain of 2 brings up second.
Tua sets up to pass it. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
17 yards. And a first down. First and goal at the 5.
From the gun, it's Tua. He'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Now he'll take, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point try good by Gano. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hams team able to secure the football. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Rivers to throw it. pressure, and down he goes. It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And that's out to the flat for Swift. Here comes second down.
2 yards on the pickup.
Tua. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory.
3 yards. That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Now Tua. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
Throwing Tua. Now he's going to step up and run. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Here we go. 1st and goal.
Yards. And a first down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now Tua. This is caught.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory.
A gain of 12 yards.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against the top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the home team here, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.